Hi, last weekend we looked at the book of Esther. We were in chapter 20 of the story, and if you download the outline, you can sort of see where we went with the message and watch the Pastor Jen as she preached on this topic. What I want to bring out today is this idea that, well, first of all, interesting factoid, Esther never mentions the name of God. God is not mentioned in this book, and I think that's a great literary device for us as we read it, because there are times and cultures where speaking about God is frowned upon. In fact, in Canada 2016, we may be in a cultural context where it's not acceptable to just openly talk about God. And so what we see in Esther is a book where God doesn't appear overtly, but yet God is in the very, as they say, warp and weave of the book itself. He's everywhere to be seen, but yet nowhere specifically. And it kind of encourages us in a cultural context of Canada, because now we know that, okay, you know what, even though God isn't, we can't just be overt at times. God can still work through us and in us and in the context we're in, and we just need to be looking at where He's moving. One of the things I want to point out, though, about the Weekend Preach and about this book in itself, something that we didn't have time to develop in the message, is the role of Mordecai in Esther's life. Because what it speaks is that we all need to have someone to help us see what God is doing in a more clear way. We tend to default ourselves to what's comfortable, to what's easy. It would have been very easy for Esther to just not pretend that the problem with the Jews didn't exist. In fact, if it wasn't for Mordecai, she wouldn't even have been aware of what was going on. So Mordecai was for Esther that trusted spiritual advisor. Sure, he was her dad or her uncle who raised her. But the point is that he was someone she trusted, someone that could speak and she would listen to. And as I read Esther and I think about how I want to have the character of Esther, I want to be courageous in times of trouble. I want to be able to stand up for what is right and just, what of God. I need to have somebody who I can listen to, someone who can take me from that ease of zoning out, of just sort of pretending that the problem doesn't exist, to the pain of letting somebody in. Because those are the two problems that we have as we face difficult situations. We have the ease of just pretending it doesn't exist versus the pain of listening to a trusted advisor tell us there's a problem. And the problem sometimes is with us, that we're not being courageous, that we're not actually being consistent as we live our Christian lives. And so my challenge to you and to me and to all of us is find someone and let them into your life. Give them permission to speak truth to you so that in your place, in wherever you may be, they can speak a word to you that you may not be really wanting to hear. They can speak a word of truth to you about your situation that God may want to be telling you. We all need a Mordecai in our lives if we are going to be a people who have the courage and boldness and faith of Esther. This has been BTW. Thanks for watching.